This is a guided meditation journey to the early spring energy. Just a little orientation before we start. In the Irish mythology, the Cailleach is the goddess of winter, and she transforms into Brigid, the goddess of spring, at Imbolc, which is February 1st. And for the next 20 days, there is a ritual of 19 priestesses that keep a fire burning 24 hours a day, and on the 20th day, the transformation is complete and Brigid appears. So find a comfortable seat or lie down. Connect with your breath. Easy breath in, long breath out. On the out breath, letting your breath go all the way down and connect with the earth. On the in-breath, drawing up the earth's energy up through your feet, your body, through the crown of your head, to the stars and sun and sky. On the down breath, bringing the energy of sun and sky down through your body, through your feet, to the earth. Gentle breath in and out. Flossing yourself between the light of heaven and earth. You step out of the house just a little before dawn. Something has pulled you from your warm bed, a quiet insistence that on this morning you must go to the wood, that something ancient is stirring in you and you are meant to meet it. The cold greets you sharp and clean, February cold, the kind that clears the mind. The sky is no longer fully dark, but not yet light. A thin wash of silver blue spreads along the horizon, and above it a few bright stars remain visible. The air smells of damp earth and old leaves, of frost loosening its grip. Somewhere nearby you hear water gurgling as it moves under the ice. The woods are still but not silent. You notice bird song that has been absent for months. You hear the faint creak of tree trunks shifting, the soft hush of a high wind in the branches, your own footsteps on the path. This is a path you know. You've walked it 1,000 times, in every season and in all kinds of weather. And yet this morning, something is different. As you move deeper into the woods, the light changes subtly. The colors grow brighter and clearer, as if a thin veil has lifted from your eyes. The trees, the stones, the very air feel charged and alive. Your gaze drifts down the path and you notice a hollow just beyond the curve of the trail, a place your feet have passed countless times and never noticed. Today the hollow seems to want your attention, and as you look it starts to take shape. An old foundation sunken into the ground, softened by moss and time. You walk around the edge and find an opening in the hill where the door once stood, and you step through. In the center of the crumbling walls, there is a dark glimmer where a shadow should be. The shape resolves slowly, as though your sight is adjusting to a different layer of the world. A well. Ancient and quiet, it does not appear so much as allow it to be itself to be perceived. You understand without being told that this is not always visible. It is not found by searching. It reveals itself when something in you is aligned to see and its mistress calls you. Only at certain times and only to certain people. Perhaps only when the heart is ready to cross a threshold that it has long sensed but never found. You know you have walked this path 100 times and never encountered it, and yet you know, just as surely, it has always been there. It has been there waiting for you. You kneel down and are drawn to reach your hand into the icy water for a drink. The water is dark and still and reflecting the pale sky and the last of the stars. And as you lean closer, the world shifts. The ground gives way, or perhaps you do. You fall forward into the well. The cold water surrounds you. Your ears fill with the rush of it. Light fractures through bubbles and foam, and you feel yourself moving very fast, downward and inward at the same time, as though the water is carrying you through a layer of time. For a moment there is no up or down, only suspension, held between worlds, between breaths. Then the current releases you gently and sets you standing on the other side. You stand there bewildered. You realize you're in another place. Water streaming from your clothes. The air here feels sharper and more alive. And just as you register the cold from standing in soaking wet garments, it fades. The water runs from your sleeves and hem, and your clothes dry as if warm from within. You are not chilled. Despite it being February, this world knows how to care for you. Ahead you see others moving along the path, people walking quietly toward the same destination, some alone, many together, families, elders, children. They are accompanied by animals, sheep, cows, working beasts, moving calmly, breath steaming in the cold air. A family notices you standing alone and slows their pace. They do not ask who you are or where you come from. One nods and another makes room beside them. You fall into step together as if it's always been this way. And you walk with them now. You hear the low murmur of voices, the soft sound of hooves on frozen ground, the jingle of harnesses, the steady rhythm of many feet moving toward a shared purpose. There's a feeling among the people, quiet but unmistakable, gratitude, relief, and recognition. Ahead through the thinning trees, a glow appears. Firelight. The stone circle rises out of the half-light, 19 stones holding the shape of something remembered only in the other world, each inscribed with 19 spirals, worn by time but unmistakable. Smoke lifts straight into the cold morning air. You feel a warmth spreading in your chest that is not coming from the fire. And as you draw closer, you see them. Within the circle stand 19 women. They are priestesses. Each wears a long woolen garment layered for warmth against the February cold. The cloth is softly tinted in cream, gray, muted brown, and the pale blue of a winter sky. The cloaks are fastened with simple bronze or iron pins. At their waists hang small pouches for herbs and flint, the tools of tending the sacred fire. A narrow band of red thread marks each wrist. A white strip of cloth is braided into each woman's hair. Subtle spirals are stitched near the hems. Their hands are steady, their faces are wind-marked and unpainted. Some are young, and some carry the quiet authority of age. They move with economy and purpose, tending the central fire, walking the perimeter of the stones, pouring water from the well with careful hands. And at the center of the circle stands Brigid. She wears a long garment of undyed linen that catches the pale dawn light, and over it rests a mantle of white wool. the color of milk and early snow, a narrow woven belt of deep red encircling her waist, her hair the color of pale flame and copper, is partly braided and partly loose, stirred in the morning air. A simple spiral of hammered bronze rests at her throat. Ash marks her hands, and well water glistens on her fingertips. She is not adorned for spectacles. She is a presence. You feel you have arrived at something that has been happening long before you came. And only now do you understand where you are. This is the Imbolc rite of Brigid and the 19, the completion of the winter work. Beyond the circle of stones and beyond the careful work of the 19 priestesses, the people and animals gather. They come quietly from forest paths, from fields and tracks and half-remembered roads. They carry baskets and bowls, folded cloth, small bundles held close to their bodies. No one speaks loudly. This is not a festival. This is a moment of return. All winter long they have known where Brigid and her priestesses were. They were not gone. In the deep of winter, Brigid is the Kaliak. She descends to the underworld of soil and stone to protect the glowing embers of life needed to awaken the land in spring. Her priestesses do not remain in human form during this time. As winter takes hold, they transform into the Kaliak's guardian animals, moving through the land in other shapes, doing the quiet essential work of winter. They move as wolf, keeping the old boundaries and guarding what must endure. They move as eagle, seeing far across the frozen distances, holding the long view when vision is otherwise lost. They move as deer, carrying the deep memory of the land, surviving scarcity with grace and instinct. Together with the Kaliak, they hold the world through cold and darkness, keeping the spark alive while the surface life sleeps. Only at Imbolc do they return in human form. This is the one time of year when the 19 take their place among the stones, when the ritual can be performed that allows the great turning to occur. And now they have returned. You form a wide ring beyond the 19 stones, elders, children, animals, those who have lost much, those who carry new life, and those simply trying to endure. You come not to ask for miracles, but to offer gratitude for life returning. Gratitude that the fire was kept, gratitude that the wells did not dry, gratitude that life begins anew. Along with baskets and bowls, people bring animals to be blessed. Livestock are led to the edge of the stones, cows heavy with milk, ewes close to lambing, working animals who have carried the year alongside you. Hands rest on warm hides, breath steams in the cold air. The priestesses move among them, sprinkling water from the well, offering quiet blessings for fertility, health, and safe birth. These lives matter. Brigid stands near, attentive, exacting. What is tended here will bring nourishment and life. This is the final work of winter. As the priestesses complete their tending, something subtle but profound occurs. The air lightens, the fire brightens without flaring, the land shifts its weight. The Kaliak fully releases her hold. Through the devotion of the 19, through ritual held precisely in this time, the deep winter intelligence transforms to spring. Brigid transforms, from keeper of bones to the midwife of new life, from the deep holding to gentle emergence, from winter wisdom to spring renewal. You feel it in your body more than you understand it. Relief. Now Brigid turns outward, and one by one the gathered are invited forward, slowly stepping between the stones, crossing the threshold into the circle, carrying an offering. Milk, butter, bread, grain, a strip of cloth, a candle, a vow, a promise to tend what has been neglected. Each offering is received without judgment. It matters not what is the object, but the truth in the heart of the offerer. And when it's your turn, you'll feel the heat of the fire on your face. Though your hands are empty, having been washed clean on the trip through the well. Others have placed bread, cloth, or milk, but you have nothing but yourself. You lift your hand to your head and find a single strand of hair, and you pull it free with a sting. You lean forward and lay it beside the flame, and it rests there, almost invisible, curling in the heat. Brigid steps closer and reaches to the heart of the fire and lifts a small ember in her fingers. The glow is steady, contained, alive, and she places it into a small box meant to carry it safely home and closes it gently before placing it in your hands. The warmth settles into your palms. This is not a metaphor. This ember is for the hearth, to kindle the sacred fire in your heart and home, for the quiet place where life is actually lived, to warm what is sacred and protect what is true, to tend what must not be abandoned. When Brigid meets your eyes, she speaks. This is to warm and tend the seeds of your innermost truth, the parts of you that have never dared live, that remain seeds waiting for the right time. Her gaze does not waver. That time is now. You've received the ember. It's small, but alive. As the warmth settles into your palms, something in you responds. It's not a thought, a swelling, full feeling, your heart swelling with emotion at being seen. Deep in your belly, or the quiet center of your chest, a subtle fullness, like a seed taking in water. Something long dormant beginning to reach toward the light from deep within. Not yet visible, not yet formed, but undeniably alive. You may not have a name for it yet. You may simply feel that something has begun. The gathering disperses slowly, each person walking carefully, guarding their ember box. You follow your family back along the path. The stone circle fades into the trees. The glow of the fire dims behind you. The warmth in your chest remains steady. The path grows quieter. You walk until you find yourself again before the old stone foundation. The well waits in the hollow. You kneel once more. This time you do not fall. You simply lean close and breathe in the scent of cold water and moss. And when you rise, the foundation looks smaller. The air has somehow thickened slightly. The world feels heavier and denser here. The veil has settled back into place. You step out into the familiar wood. The sky is brighter now, truly dawn. The birdsong is clearer, the snow glitters, and the world looks exactly as it did before, and yet it does not. You walk home along the same path you have always known. The house appears through the trees. You open the door, and the warmth greets you. You carry the ember inside. The house feels the same. The chair, the table, the teacup you left on the counter. Morning light now fills the room, softer than when you left. Outside, icicles drip from the roof. A bird calls from the rosebud tree outside the kitchen window. The day gathers itself. You set the small vessel down gently. Nothing appears different, and yet somewhere within you, something has begun to sprout. Take your time here. Let yourself be in the afterglow of the other world as long as you like.